Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This match is going to be between Shine KaL, who's with Wemade Fox, not Shine the Terran player or KaL the Protoss player, but Shine KaL. You put them together, I guess you get a Zerg player. Made a little bit of a mix when he ended up beating the other KaL, the Protoss player, not too long ago. I'm trying to remember, I think that was the week before last, on Neo Medusa, so it looks like he's going to be an anti-Protoss specialist going up against Jangbi, and it's hard to find a stronger player than Jangbi out in the field right now. Bisu maybe, Stork maybe, but yeah, Jangbi's one of those really tough Protoss players, so this would be a big proving moment here. If Shine can somehow take Jangbi out, he has established himself as a Protoss killer, particularly on Neo Medusa, although I don't think he's going to be able to pull off that same two-hatch cheese and be able to really take out Jangbi, especially when Jangbi is prepared. I mean, he saw all of that. Yeah, he's got to be aware. It looks like Shine KaL starting at 3 o'clock position as Teal Zerg is going to be scouting the proper direction. Looks like Jangbi is starting at 6 o'clock position as the orange Protoss. Really quick, go to hulu.com if you're in the States. I hear it's blocked in other nations. WCG Ultimate Gamer, the finale. I just watched it a couple minutes ago. Fantastic. Great finale. In Control is actually in it, so nice StarCraft representation. They didn't play StarCraft, which is a WCG game, but I guess that would have been a difficult thing. I guess RTS is one of those things you can't really throw out there in an Ultimate Gamer competition. It's not one of those things that you can really rely on reflexes for, things like that. But anyway, if any of those guys happen to stumble across this video, huge shout out to you guys, to any of those guys. I did have the pleasure of meeting Swoozy for like 10 seconds when I was at the World Cyber Games in LA. I'm sure he forgets me because I was just kind of the no-name doing StarCraft there. But yeah, it's an absolutely great show. I really enjoyed it. DJ Wheat will have a lot of the guys on tomorrow. If you go to djwheat.tv, he does live streaming casts. I like checking out his show every week. He kind of opens up the entire esports world. Before really watching his show, I was really only paying attention to a couple fields. Specifically, I was looking a little bit at the Counter-Strike stuff going again, and StarCraft. And he's really opened up a lot of it. He covers everything from Street Fighter 4, he was talking about last week, and you can check out all of his back shows of Live on 3. One of the best esports the best esports commentator out there right now. No offense to Tasteless, but Tasteless is the best StarCraft caster, I would say, hands down. But he only casts StarCraft. I know he did some Warcraft, but that's not really his specialty. Whereas DJ Wheat just does a plethora of games, and he's good at them, good at commentating them all. Really one of those guys that, as a commentator, I try to take cues from him altogether. Anyway, it looks like seeing a hatchery spawning pool from Shine, and it was just going on that long run. It's standard fast expansion, so a 12 hatch, but taking his mineral only rather than a secondary, maybe trying to confuse Jangbi a little bit. I think he is going to cycle into a 3 hatchery build and go from there. It looks like Jangbi already hanging out there, thinking about putting a pylon down, being engaged by a drone, backing off a little bit. Not going to be able to get that hatchery up. He's going to have to, honestly, against Jangbi, I think he's going to have to bring a second drone down to get that that 3rd hatchery up, and is going to be able to get that pylon blockade, so you're going to have to produce a couple Zerglings to continue that. And going gateway first rather than any cannons, seeing that 3rd hatchery trying to go up. So it looks like what Shine is trying to pull is just go straight to 3 hatcheries, putting down the spawning pool for as well as gas first, but otherwise trying to be as economical as possible and skimp a little bit on the Zerglings. Looks like Jangbi is going to capitalize on that. And now, yeah, probably going to transition to a 4 hatchery build because he's putting down that hatchery otherwise. And that's a big indicator for Jangbi that, hey, going up against a 4 hatch build, because look at that, probe it off position, doing a fantastic job of keeping that probe alive. And really doing really going to squeeze every drop out of this. It's almost like squeezing an orange, getting that delicious orange juice that is Zerg blood, I guess. It's quite tasty, actually. That's why Zealots eat it all the time. Now a tech to layer with that 3rd hatchery. I don't think that's really going to fool Jangbi, though. I think he's still going to expect a 4 hatchery build, even with that hatchery on that off position. That Zergling's still managing to doing a great job staying alive and providing scouting information. And yeah, Jangbi only with that single cannon on the front door, he's going to have a very quick shift attack. Let's see. It doesn't look like he's putting down that second gas. So let's see if he goes for that standard +1 Zealot attack against this, because that 4th hatchery is going to be severely delayed. There will be that layer up, but honestly, not decent drone saturation on the main, not great drone saturation down on the mineral only, and no second gas has been taken. So he knows he's going to have to stick to more infantry-based units, at least in the mid-game, and now some drones being transferred down to that other secondary, and that Spire being put up cliffside to try to fool Jangbi. But Jangbi seeing, so I guess he's just, this is interesting play here. Again, he could transition into that 4 hatchery build. That I think that Corsair should be able to get out there before the Scourge really in a position to take it out, and should get the full view here. Now the second gas up, so it's I think Jangbi can really do anything here and be successful. He can go for, I would say, a Bisu build, and he might even be able to sneak that Dark Templar in before KaL either has, first of all, the Overlord speed upgrade to really deal with it, so I ended up losing map control, or having enough troops on that front door, or maybe even a creep colony there to kind of view this. So now that fourth hatchery going up. So it looks like, yeah, it's just going to be that first spire, but you can just feel the timing just somewhat off for Shine KaL versus Jangbi's build. Jangbi is getting that Citadel of Adun down, waiting for the additional gateways, but I think just because the gateways are so light, and wow, he's not even going to get a really good scout off because that Dragoon running up and going to be able to kill that Overlord before he can really see what degree of tech Jangbi's going. So everything working out for Jangbi right here. Now he's going to run up and try to get a run by him with just that one cannon down. This could be very, very successful for Shine. Looks like only a single gateway down, so expect to see a Templar Archives and a transition into the Bisu build into this mid game. And Hydrosten now up, no Scourge, so it looks like that Spire being produced, maybe just throw up a couple Mules to one do the Scout and otherwise try to get some economic damage, but honestly there should be 2 Corsair enough to deal with it and a single cannon otherwise to really, for Jangbi to really work against this, and Jangbi just feels very crisp where it doesn't feel like KaL is, and no, sorry, 2 more gateways going up with that Templar Archives. So I think we're going to see more of that +1 Zealot with some High Templar and some Storm to support that. This is the other thing with just having that cannon on that front door. It's going to be very difficult to defend that. The Zerglings going for a run by it, able to sneak through, able to at least get the Scout, but not able to do much else. And it looks like those, wow, Scourge actually turning right around. 5th hatchery now going up. But again, it just feels like KaL has just been on the back foot, hasn't been able to accomplish a lot, while Jangbi is just sailing along on his build. Just, yeah, very crisp and right on top of things. Another pylon going up, and looks like a creep colony on the front door almost necessitated. Jangbi dodging a little bit in between those Scourge, just wanting to get that spot out. He is going to see that additional hatchery. Might get boxed in. Yeah, he is in fact boxed in with this Corsair, and somehow able to swing it around, taking one hit. I thought he might be able to sneak it out, but more Scourge being produced to try to keep this one Corsair out of the air, and this is gas that, and he's not able to deny that Corsair scout. Nice little wheel about rounding there, and finally getting taken out, but still able to get plenty of scouting information, particularly the drone count on the secondary. And now, yeah, very Templar heavy. It looks like 2 Archons, and I expect a buttload of Zealots to back this up, with a couple Corsair in the air up above, and this attack is going to come out, I think, before KaL is really prepared. He's only got, looks like, 2 Mutalisks. He's not really doing a fantastic... Ooh, taking out that additional Corsair. I think that might have been intentional on Jangbi's part, just to allow that Corsair to die so he can't get a Scout. Pushing a little bit off time here, getting another cannon up just in case those Mutalisks go into the main, but Jangbi kind of pushing in off position. Couple Archons into support. Archons are trying to run up and get a hit. Looks like Shine is managing to micro that pretty well. Now he's going to have to back off. There is an Archon in that field of play, but the Zealot's going to have to take a couple free hits from these Mutalisks as they're transitioning to secondary, and those Mutalisks actually doing a lot of damage here. There aren't any cannons to support over that secondary, but those 2 Corsairs with that Archon 2 Archons should be able to brush the rest of those Mutalisks back. This is the power of this this kind of opening build, is again, it's very, very flexible. Very, very flexible for the Zerg. But right now, KaL looks like, interesting. So he's going to put 3 Sentinel colonies down on the main, try to use those Mutalisks to play map control, continue to try to harass Jangbi in his base, and just hope that Jangbi doesn't scout the 1 o'clock, which he really can't defend with Mutalisks alone here. So, and it looks like, Jangbi's starting to move out. Let's see, those Corsairs